there, writers. Welcome back and happy Friday. Well, it's me, Mrs. Schoonerman, and I'm ready to do some more writing with you today. Remember, we've been talking all this week about writing what we call personal narratives. And personal narratives are just a type of writing where we're writing about something that really happened to us in our life. It's writing to tell our reader a story about something that happened to us personally. Yesterday's personal narrative was you wrote about a time when you went to a park. I wrote about a time that I went to an amusement park called Seabreeze. Some of you may have heard of it before. There's other kinds of parks too. Some of you wrote about going to a nature park. Some of you wrote about a time when you went to a water park, a splash pad park. Some of you wrote about a time when you had a picnic in a park, and it was really fun to see all of the different places that you've been and hear about your different stories. Well, today we are going to do another personal narrative writing piece. But today's topic is about a time when did you help someone? I'm sure you guys are all so kind-hearted. You guys have such loving personalities, and I know that all of you are such great helpers. So today we are going to be making a writing piece about a time when we helped someone. Let's read our learning target together. I can draw and write about a time I helped someone. So today you are going to draw a picture and write about anytime, a story about when you helped someone else. So looking here at my background, maybe you have helped someone cook before. Maybe you have helped someone make dinner or set the table or clean up the dishes. Maybe you've helped hold the door open for someone who had their hands full, or you were just being kind and you held it open for the next person that was behind you. Maybe you've helped someone with their homework before. Maybe you have a younger brother or sister that needed help being fed. Maybe you have a baby brother or a baby sister that you help mommy and daddy, or the grown-ups at home. Maybe you help take care of your brother or your sister. Maybe you've seen someone fall down before and you've helped them get up. Or maybe you know how to tie shoes, and you're going to write about a time when you helped a friend tie their shoes. There's a lot of different ways that we can help others. And I'm really excited to see all of the different ways that you have helped someone before through your writing. Before we get writing, let's talk a little bit again about what makes a personal narrative. What are the important parts of that we should include in our personal narratives? So when we are writing a personal narrative, we need to remember it's a story that has a beginning, a middle, and an end. We want to write and draw to tell our reader what happened at the beginning, what happened in the middle of the story, and what happened at the end. So we're also needing to keep in mind that it's just a seed story. You don't need to add in every single detail. Just add a little part of it, just to show us just one time when you help someone, not all the different kinds. We also, when we're writing personal narratives, we want to talk about feelings. So adding feeling words. So when you help someone, were you worried? Were you confused? Were you angry? Were you feeling silly when you helped someone? Sad? Maybe the person was sad. So adding different feeling words to your writing is a really good idea when we're writing a personal narrative. How were you feeling, or how were others in the story feeling? And then when we write a personal narrative, it's important to tell who was there, what happened, where was the story taking place, where were you in the story, and when did it happen? Okay, so it's time for me to tell you about a time when I helped someone. So the time that I helped somebody, it was one time I went for a walk. And on my walk, all of a sudden, I saw these two doggies they didn't look like they were supposed to be where I saw them. They looked lost. So the doggies actually came over to me as if they needed help finding their home. And I looked on, they had a collar on, and on their collar, it had their owner's phone number on it. So I had the doggies with me. I brought them back to my house and I put them on a leash so I could keep them safe so they didn't run away and get hurt. Then I called their owner and I said, "Hello, I found your doggies. They were walking around in someone's yard." And the woman who answered the phone was so worried and so scared, but she was so happy to know her dogs were safe. So I told her where she could come to pick up her doggies, and she came right away and she was able to safely get her doggies home. And she said, "Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for helping me." And that was the time when I helped someone. So today, that's what I'm going to show you. I'm going to draw the pictures, I'm going to write the story, and then you'll get a chance to write about a time when you helped someone. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to write our name on the paper. So make sure that when you're writing, maybe today you'll do your first and your last name. If you don't usually do your last name, I challenge you to write your last name today. And today's date is Friday, May 8th, 2020. So the way you write that is a 5/8/20. That reads May 8th, 2020. Okay. So the first thing we need to do after we write our name and the date on our paper is we are going to draw the pictures of what happened in our personal narrative, in our story about a time when we helped someone. What happened at the beginning, the middle, and the end. So at the beginning of my story, I'm going to think about the picture first. Think, think, think. Before I draw. Before you draw. Think about the story. So what happened first was I went for a walk. So I'm going to draw the sidewalk. And then I'm going to draw myself going for a walk. It was a beautiful day outside. It was sunny out. Add that detail. Need to add my hair. I'm just walking along. That's what happened at the beginning. Then, in the middle of the story, I keep walking down the sidewalk, and so here I am further along. And do you remember what I saw? I saw two lost doggies. They weren't at their own home. They were lost and they were confused. So I'm going to draw the doggies. So there was one who was very tiny. He was a tiny little doggy. And then there was a bigger doggy. They were two different kinds of dogs. But they were both very happy that someone found them and knew that I was there to keep them safe. So they were excited to come with me. I'm also going to draw the grass because I remember in my story that they were in someone's front yard and it was a very grassy yard. So I added the grass there. Okay. Now at the end, remember I helped them get home. So actually what I'm going to say is at the end of the story, I walked back home to my house with the dogs. So here's my house. And I brought those doggies back with me so that I could get to my phone and so that I could call their owner. So I had the doggies tied up out front of my house. I didn't bring them inside. Oh, and I'll put the phone right here. There, that's gonna be my giant phone right there. All right, so you'll see, recap, because I think my hand was covering up picture. You probably want to see what happened. Okay, so I got home. Oh, I didn't put the leashes on them. I'm going to draw their leashes because I tied them up here. I had to tie them up so they wouldn't run back away and get lost again. Okay, so this is the last picture. I walked home and then I got on my phone and I said, hello, I have your doggies. They're safe with me. Come and pick them up. And the lady was so happy. Okay, so now it's time to write our words. Good writers need to remember to use our writing checklist. We need to remember all the things that good writers do. I'm going to write all my sentences are all going to start with a capital letter. I'll use finger spaces between my words. When I get to words that I don't know, I'm going to use my letter sounds. I'm going to stretch them out. I'm going to listen for the sounds that I hear, and then I'll write those letters down on the paper. And at the end of my sentences, I should have punctuation, a period, a question mark, or an exclamation point. So my first sentence is what happened at the beginning of my story. And what happened at the beginning of the story? Well, it was that one day I went for a walk. So I'm going to write one, there's my capital O, the big letter O. And one is a sight word. So we can spell that one in a snap without needing to think about it because we know our sight words, right? One day, this is a good one to stretch out. Day, d, a, y, day, d, d, a, y, y. The Y says y, remember? One day, okay, I've got finger spaces between my words. Was, hey, that's a sight word. On, another sight word. A, another sight word. Walk, walk. That's a tricky one, but I hear a W at the beginning. Walk, 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 and a K at the end. That's what was at the beginning of the story. So that's the first sentence. I'll add a period to show that thought is done. Now I move on to the next sentence. And that's when I saw two lost dogs. That's what happened in the middle of my story. And that needs to start with a capital letter. Leave a finger space. Saw. S. That's a tricky word. This is how to spell saw. I saw two lost dogs. Oh, so sad. I saw two lost dogs. We can sound this one out. D, D, O, G, G. And it wasn't I saw two lost dog. It was I saw two lost dogs. So I need to add an S. That's a plural word. It means there was more than one. I didn't see one dog. I saw two dogs. So we add an S to make it plural. It means there's two. There's more than one dog. And then I add my period to end that thought. My two sentences so far. One day I was on a walk. There I am. That's the beginning. Now the middle of the story. I saw two lost dogs. And now it's time to hit my target, the final part of my target, to tell how did I help? Well, I helped because I got them home and the lady was happy. So that's what I'm going to write. I helped them get home. So I'm going to start the next sentence with a capital I helped, because that's what we're writing about today, is a time that we helped someone. I helped them. At the beginning of them, there's that TH digraph, them get. Okay, this is a good stretch out word, g, at, get. So I hear a G at the beginning, g. eh in the middle, E, and T at the end. Get. Home. And the lady was happy. She was happy. And I'm going to add an exclamation point to end that sentence. All right, my friends. So let's read the sentences one time through to read my story, my personal narrative of a time when I helped someone. Just one time. The story goes like this. One day I was on a walk. That's what happened at the beginning. I saw two lost dogs. That's what happened in the middle. Ooh, I'm going to add two lines, two vision lines. I see you. I see you. Then at the end, I helped them get home, and the lady was happy. So that's what happened at the end of the story. I called up the lady and I made sure that she could get her doggies, and they all got home safely. All right, writers, it's that time where now it's your turn to go and write a personal narrative or create a writing piece about a time when you helped someone. Maybe you helped someone tie their shoe. Maybe you helped someone cook up dinner. You held a door open. You helped fix somebody's boo-boo before. Either way, any of those things you can write about today. So go and get a piece of paper, any piece of paper will be fine. Get a pencil, get your crayons and markers or whatever you have to add high quality details to your drawing. And then I want you to write it. First, you're going to draw the pictures of what happened at the beginning, the middle, and then at the end when you helped someone. And then after you're done drawing your pictures, you're going to write your sentences telling what happened. When did you help someone? And then when you're all done with your story, when you're your writing piece, have an adult take a picture with their phone or whatever you have to take a picture with and send it on in to your teacher, and we will check out your amazing writing work. Until next time, I hope everybody has a great day, and I will see you next week for some more writing. Goodbye, friends.